He's injured or 100%, doesn't matter. She loves this place. Plays great.
Definitely.
Nelly Korda getting set.
This is the 7th. Karen Stupples is out there. They've moved this tee back this year, Karen.
They have. So players are now hitting driver off this tee. There is a run out at 290. It is playing slightly into the wind, which is off the right as well.
It was always a tee box where players would really.
Go back to the 7th. And Nelly Korda.
Definitely into right to left. 21. 27 sounds really good.
So playing a little bit more than the actual yardage suggests. That's because there's a little bit of hurt in that wind coming out the right as well. This is going to be a 9-iron for Nelly, so this is going to be a little finesse shot, not going to be a full one.
She likes these little shots, Karen. Little sawed-off finish. Such smooth tempo.
Seven.
It's very tight around the greens here. It's always been the way at Tiburon, Karen, that it can make you look really foolish. Even the best players in the world, watching over the years the men play here at the end of the season, it can be so tight around the greens.
I think, though, Tom, if you're somebody like Nelly who played well last week too, that I think Pelican was even tighter potentially around the greens than this course. So Nelly very accomplished in that department.
Good luck down at the 8th. At the Rolex dinner last night, Tom Abbott, spectacular job hosting that. Well done, Tom.
Thanks, Terry. It was a lot of fun.
It was. Nelly Korda getting set. One over, though.
Also with a 9-iron, hasn't quite put things together today. I think she was expecting more wind from the right there with that shot.
It's pretty good last year, if you remember, on the 8th hole. Years old, Nelly Korda eventually ended up in a share of 8th at 18 under. Pretty good 4 days, but the win was 27 under by Amy Yang. But what a season Nelly Korda's had. Birdie putt coming up. Kind of a slow start here, but we've seen her have slow starts and come storming back.
And we can look as close as it was to last week, even at the weekend. Sluggish on the front 9, and then all of a sudden turn things around on the back 9, especially on Sunday where she reeled off 5 birdies in a row.
There you go.
Well, she did start it. The second round on the 8th hole, little birdie on 8 started her comeback. We talked about it last week. She just has some.
Not too far away at the 9th. This is Nelly Korda.
And some players might choose to hit a through it off here, but Nelly with the driver. It's easy to run through on the left with the wind helping off the right, but Nelly's hit a fantastic drive here, Tom.
Yeah, look very controlled, that one. Texas these days when she's not on tour. Back over to number 9. Hate on You and Nelly Korda paired together. They're playing in.
Is firm and fast.
Yeah. All right, Nelly's just seen that one.
I think the ladies fine too. Yeah. Absolutely.
Nelly's only got 160, but a little different lie here. Ball is quite above her feet. She's going with an 8-iron here. Trying to ride that wind just a bit.
Just sat softly on her. I thought it might kick up a little bit, but still good chance for a birdie. Would be back-to-back birdies for Nelly. And we'll go over to number 18.
It's just making almost everything that you're looking at.
Back on the tee at the 10th, Nelly Korda, who has played the back 9 much better than she's played the front 9 here through the years.
Well, I think it's just a question for Nelly to get into the round, and this is a good-looking tee shot here, setting herself up for a second shot.
And we'll keep it here for Korda.
Has a little upslope. from 110, also grass growing into her here. She knows the greens will stop, so she can be aggressive.
That's the second one in the last few holes, Karen, that she's pulled a little bit. She did the same thing on 7.
Yeah, aggressiveness got her there, so a challenge to get up and down for a par. She starts the back 9 here at day 1 in Naples.
Yeah, from on that upslope, must have designs on making this one.
Asking for it to hold on. And that coming back for par.
Played well here before, and that is her sole focus.
So birdie opportunity normally here at 10, but this to save par for Korda now.
Yeah, and she's further away than Hayden Yu is with her second shot, so Hayden will have a shorter birdie putt. This one has to move a little to the left. She watched the chip as it rolled past the hole. Ooh.
Wow.
That didn't look like a very committed stroke there, Karen. Like she had a little bit of doubt creep into her mind.
Well, unfortunately, Karen, that has rolled into the middle of a divot. It didn't look particularly deep, but we will let you scamper up there after Nelly hits her tee shot and take a look. Here is Nelly.
Yeah, that's always a little bit unlucky, because you get up to the ball and you think, oh, hit a great shot down the fairway and I'm in a divot. And this one is trending towards the right side of the fairway. Yeah.
Careful. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's kind of soft and it looks like it's going to be in trouble, but there's more room up there than you think. It's almost where Lydia Ko is.
You think this club is correct?
What do you have?
7.
I do, but I think it's slightly controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from 143, Nelly's got that little uphill lie that Jason was saying, into the wind. This is going to be a little 7-iron for her. I think you can think this is going to stop, though. It's not going to get much release because the hole looks like it's tilted towards the players. And this is on a draw.
Yeah, she's just a little bit out of sorts on the bottom of her.
Historic season for Nelly Korda. 7 wins this year. Incredible.
I mean, really, quite the remarkable season. And it's been a season with some hiccups along the way. There have been some injuries and some, un-Nelly-like mishaps in some very big championships, right? Thinking of the US Open. But she always seems to rebound, and her resiliency is key to many of her victories this season. So far today, I think we're seeing maybe just a hint of a letdown from last week's victory. When you run so high on adrenaline and you win, it's difficult to do it in back-to-back weeks. I know she's used to doing it.
Karen, it's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be, but she's made it look really easy this year.
Incredible stretch that she had with all of those wins was staying in the present, not getting too far ahead of herself, being able to really stay focused. We saw it last week. Never really got too far ahead of herself. Even when she got behind, she stayed really, really patient, was able to come back and win at the end of the day.
As she eyes this birdie try from long range, Karen just mentioned it, the injuries, the time spent away from the tour this year, too. You listen to Nelly talk. It's almost like it's not in spite of those things, but they added to what turned out to be a sensational season. In part because of that adversity.
As she said last week, she said, I feel like I've lived 9 lives since my first win in Bradenton. Only, what?
Okay.
Wind app that has it more sustained at around 12 to 13 right now for the wind. But this fairway is so sheltered, you cannot feel any wind up there, but it is there for sure. Nelly only had 75 yards from that sand.
Really nicely done. When you're a golfer,
Let's see if she can get something going here. And with par 5 coming up. I mean, Nelly does play these par 4s under par, but Not so much here.
1990.
Yanni Sen, the last one with 7 wins in a season overall. Top 10 finishes, 10 of those, and time off because of injury too. That's the
Very long hole.
It definitely creates a different look for these players, doesn't it, Morgan, with it being so far back, playing back into the wind as well, and definitely makes the players think about the layup now as well.
It almost forces you to take it a little bit more up the right off the tee as well, Karen, to have a shorter second.
Yeah, that would definitely help. Nelly just down the middle, though, here.
She looked like she wasn't too thrilled with that either, like it went a little left of where she was looking.
awfully nice.
This is always a green that you feel like
99's playing max I'd give you.
feeling like you can be aggressive too again. It's like you feel like it's like a little sort of catcher's mitt there, waiting to receive this ball. And this is Nelly's gap wedge. She got through that one a bit better with her hips there, Morgan.
Yeah, that's about where it looked like she was aimed with her feet. I wonder if a little bit subconsciously she's releasing that right hand, some of those left shots, because her alignment is just slightly too far right, especially the wind off the left.
Here's some CME, and it continues to grow here. All right, back out to 14. Nelly Korda with a chance for birdie.
And this one's a little bit uphill. It's going to have a bit of left movement to it.
Look like she's trying to stay patient, Karen, but just isn't quite going her way right now. And when you see the lead at 8 under par, you can kind of start to press.
Although we know
Tiburon there on the other side of the road. You learn something new every day. Great look from the
There's a lot
drone.
of golf courses here in Naples.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know it was right there. Now Nelly on the tee at 15.
Well, as Paige was saying, downwind today. Bunker on the left is in play for these players. That's a lovely tee shot.
Yeah, an important stretch, I think, these next 4 holes for Nelly, where she is so good. Now Nelly.
Nelly from 133, also on that same downhill lie. Just going with an easy swing here. You can see that little abbreviated follow through.
Oh, it didn't stop. Careful, don't want to go off the green with any speed. It's going to settle there. And Nelly's going to chip it from just off the green.
It is. A lot of players would putt this, but Nelly always really good with her chipping.
Really good speed, so that should be a 4. But while we have a moment, let's go down to Amy Rogers.
We're calling it quits at the end of this week.
All right, back to that final pairing. Waiting on 96 in the strokes gained putting, and
You get about 7 behind it at that tower, so that number is going to be 77.
Same club for Nelly, 6-iron. No, I think if you land it sort of about 5 short of this flag, that should be perfect. You'll hit that little upslope, it'll bounce up, and with the wind off the left, maybe a hair of helping this too.
okay.
Both sides of the hole, making sure she gets a good feel for the line on this one. Didn't see a huge amount in this. It's just a little bit of uphill to start with, bit of a flatten out.
It was nearly a complete misread there, as we saw from that angle. She was playing it nearly dead straight. And from that angle, it actually looked like it broke further away from the hole. we can see right there. It doesn't look like she has much left.
So a couple of par putts here.
It has. It's one of those holes, though, Tom, that if there's going to be a weight on this golf course, you expect it to be on this tee. This hole is obviously very reachable, especially being with the helping wind. The difficulty, though, is that the green is quite severe if you miss it. So that's where the hold-up happens. That everybody waits, and then if they miss the green, that's when things take their time. And that was tattooed.
Yeah, Nelly trying to make a birdie here, maybe even an
Not on the ball, Tom, and she was in a divot, so just
Oh, wow.
decided it wasn't worth. Yeah, it was a combination of everything. Wasn't worth the risk at all. Nelly, however, only has 192 to that hole. Got a 4-iron.
See if she can get it to the green. We've seen the last few players struggle to get to the putting surface. Same result. That's interesting.
And a very dangerous spot to land it, very close to that bunker, but it's fine now. That's a shot that Nelly would be looking to chip in, really to turn this round around.
Nelly Korda was the winner in 2023. Nelly struggled with that neck injury during the autumn. I think worked very hard just to be able to play.
It was funny hearing her tell me that story last night. It was great.
Nelly now third at 17.
And she's on an upslope.
Yeah, played it well. So that should be a birdie. Get back to level par.
7th bogey at 18 on the day for the field.
I kind of given her this, but Nelly needs to convert for the birdie. Yeah. It's back to level par for the championship.
That'll be just fine. That's not a bad spot to be.
Remember, Ko and Fudaway had 190 plus coming in. Korda now from 151.
Yeah, that's a significant difference, isn't it? And she has an 8-iron out. She's on a little, actually a slight downslope with the ball above your feet. So little lower trajectory because of that downslope.
Yeah, that'll be on that bottom tier. She'll have to putt up a bit of a ridge there. This hasn't quite been her day today, but still quite a bit of golf left. Well, I think needs a low one tomorrow to put herself back towards the top of the leaderboard. That's very possible.
Talk about how difficult it is to win back-to-back at this level, but she's just proven that she can do it time and again.
Jamie Mulligan is here. You know, they work on keeping it clean. He did tell me that it was great. You know, last night they spent so much time working on staying in the moment and staying in the process, but to have an event like last night, the Rolex Awards, and to kind of sit there and smile and appreciate all the hard work that goes into it and kind of take a moment to celebrate the incredible season that she's had. You're always looking for the next thing. How can I get better? How can I do this? And, you know, sometimes you don't just really take it all in. And I was watching her face as she was watching the highlight video that they played, the vignette before she was called on stage, and just thinking about what was going through her mind, kind of, wow, I did all this. It's been a pretty cool year.
Have to, as an athlete. I mean, that's, you talk about the people that you get to know along the way and the people in the gallery and everything else and the impact that you have on others, but also just as an athlete, what you accomplish. It is kind of odd, though, because you're forced to take it all in, and there's no way not to think about it. The night before starting an event where there's $4 million on the line for a win, you know?
Yeah, no, it's there's still more work to be done, and it has been a busy week. This is always a busy week for all of the players. A lot going on outside of the ropes.
Switch it back into competitive mode just like that today, and there's an image from last night, and special. And legends up there with her.
That was a wonderful evening. Tom Abbott hosting. Great job, Tom.
He waved. He said thank you. He said, I told you he's on the water slide already. He's gone. All right, Nelly, now this for birdie.
And And this one is uphill. I mean, you mentioned it, Morgan. It's just below that little ridge that runs through this green. The good news is there's consistency to the shade on this green.
How about it? How about it? I think I can.
Gallery trying to will it there.
I have no doubt she'll spend a little bit of time talking to Jamie, her coach, her team. Spend some time.
Disappointing. Right on you. And this to finish with a par.
And I think both these players with the earlier start tomorrow will kind of agree with them, to be honest. It'll give them a chance to go out there and post a good score for themselves.
Yeah, well, no doubt. And you just said it, Morgan. Got work to do, but you know, mindset wise, from the start tomorrow, opening tee, aggressive. And then the finish at 18, so right there in the mix. Nelly Korda as well, not the day she wanted on the golf course, but speaking of perspective, I mean, you know, last night, as you said, watching the video of the accomplishments and the year that she had, can't help but take that in. As not only her, but every